So the premise of Halloween has got to be very strange. We literally celebrate the idea of creepy creatures trying to haunt us and torment us by dressing up as them and asking for candy. Okay, that's a bit much. But even though the premise of Halloween may sound weird, I have a lot of interesting stories to tell regarding Halloween. So the first story just starts with me chilling on the couch, boredly watching and scrolling through YouTube because I was too old to go trick-or-treating. I also didn't have a costume as well. But it's not like most people would judge you for not having a Halloween costume while trick-or-treating, right? So as the night starts, it was around 7 or 8 p.m. and I hear a doorbell ring. I know, so strange. But no, seriously, at first I just sat there like, do I have to answer this? And then I realized, it's Halloween. So yes, of course I do. And when I answer it, to my surprise, I see my friend, and we're gonna call him Liam. So I see my friend Liam in this well-done Halloween costume, and I was surprised by the sheer effort he put into it. So then my friend asks, "You got any candy?" I told him, yeah, I do, and I slide him some candy. And then this is where the story like actually takes off. He asks me, "Hey, you wanna go trick-or-treating?" Now you see, I could say yes, and that would be all fine and dandy. Except I have one problem. My costume is literally a plastic emoji mask from the dollar store. And the thing about dollar store plastic masks is when you wear them, it's literally fucking impossible to breathe in. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So when I grab my emoji mask and go out with my friends, I think there was around like 3 of them who were waiting outside for me so we can go trick-or-treating. When I come outside, for some odd reason, they start instantly running, and like, I'm not prepared for this. I was just watching the Sidemen on my comfy ass couch like 5 minutes ago. So like the person I was, I conformed and started running like a motherfucker. And as I was chasing them in my winter jacket, we stopped by our first house, and the person who was handing out candies there wasn't really so fond of me being there. I could tell he was kind of annoyed because I didn't even have my emoji mask on, and yet my dumbass was just there, heavy breathing, smiling with sweat dripping down my face, asking for fucking candy. And it didn't help that I didn't have the kid voice. Like you know that voice that everyone has when they're like 14? It's like transitioning out of being a kid voice into like a deep voice. Yeah, that was my voice. And my friends at the time still had their kid voices and actual costumes. So they didn't really receive that passive-aggressive suburban couple attitude that I did. Now, as I grab the candy while this grown-ass man is staring me down, we leave the house porch and we continue on, running again. And as we continue approaching houses, I got these similar looks from other people as well. And I started to notice these looks after trick-or-treating at like our 14th house. And I didn't know why I got those looks. But like, I also didn't care. And then we somewhat jogged to the next house. And the person who was handing out candies at the next house was just so nice. Like, she was so friendly and seemed so happy as she dumped half of the American food supply worth of candy into our trick-or-treat bags. And like, while she was dumping the candy, me and her were having a nice friendly conversation. Now, as I was having this conversation, my friends were starting to run off, and then I said my goodbyes, and then we just ran. Like ran again with like a full bag of candy strapped over the back of my right shoulder. Like it was so painful running with it. Now, we get to the second phase of the night. The second phase of the night started when I discovered something kind of revolutionary to me, and to understand how mind-blowing it was to me, I have to tell you something. So growing up, around our neighborhood, it was common practice to have these bowls on the front porch full of candies and chips. So my mom used to always tell me when I used to approach these, grab 1 chip bag or 2 candies only. And this rule was strictly enforced, and because of this, I had always thought that this was the law. Like, I thought, if you grabbed more than fucking 1 chip bag, God forbid 2 chip bags, the motherfucking witch on a broom will come to your house and steal you because they consider grabbing more than 2 chip bags theft. Now with the context, my friend told me, you know you can grab more than 1 chip bag, right? And I was like, what? What did you just say? No, I wouldn't do such a thing. And then I looked around, and when my mother and their mother, who was with us, weren't looking, we just started speed running, grabbing these chips. Like we all grabbed 5 chip bags of different flavors, stuffed them into our fucking bags, and then turned around like nothing ever happened, and we're just a bunch of good Samaritans. Now, when I discovered that you can grab more than 1 chip bag and nothing ever happens, I, to say the least, went on a fucking rampage. that my friends later joined me on, I had this new fire, and this new fire made us re-energized, and we just ran. Like, we ran like we were fucking lions hunting for prey, and the prey was fucking bowls full of chips and candies. So as we fill up our second bag, third bag, fourth bag, and then it just kind of took a turn. Like, we were so greedy to the point where we did literally some of the most, I'd say, dumbest things. Like, there was this dude that had literally, like, seconds ago refilled the empty bowl with chips and candies. So we literally waited 10 seconds and just grabbed the fucking bowl and dumped it in the fucking bag and just ran. And then after that, we kind of just got tired because, like, we were running for like 4 hours with barely a minute's break, and a majority of those hours being with our bags full of unhealthy goodness. We were tired. But I gotta say, for the last time that I ever trick-or-treat in my life, that has gotta be the greatest ending to that chapter.